Something is being set in motion for you right now, Aries. Not the kind of motion you force with sheer will, though you are no stranger to that approach. This is a different kind of movement. It is the quiet, steady kind that happens when the universe has decided the season is changing and nothing is going to stop it. There is an alignment building in your life. It has been building for longer than you might realize, working beneath the surface of your ordinary days, rearranging pieces you could not yet see, clearing pathways that had been blocked, and bringing together circumstances and people and moments in ways that are about to become unmistakably visible. You may have already caught the first whispers of it, a sense that something is different, that the air around your life has a slightly different quality, that doors which have been firmly shut are beginning to feel less permanent. That feeling is real, Aries. That is not wishful thinking. That is you beginning to sense what the universe has already put into motion. Before this month comes to a close, life will begin to click into place. Slowly at first, with small and quiet confirmations. Then all at once with the kind of momentum that takes your breath away. These 11 ways show you how alignment looks when it is truly happening, and how to recognize it when it begins to arrive in your life. Way 1. The right people start entering your life at exactly the right moments. There is a very specific feeling that comes when you meet someone who is meant to be in your life at a particular time. It is not the same as simply enjoying someone's company or finding a new acquaintance. It is a quality of recognition, a sense that this person is carrying something you needed, or that they arrived exactly when you were ready for what they bring, or that the timing of the connection is simply too perfect to be accidental. Aries, this is beginning to happen for you. The right people are starting to appear. You may have already noticed it. Someone new who entered your world recently and brought with them a shift in energy, a perspective you had not considered, an opportunity you had not anticipated. Or perhaps someone from your past who reappeared at exactly the moment when the thing they represent became relevant again. These arrivals are not coincidental. They are the universe populating the next chapter of your life with the specific presences that chapter requires. And the timing of each arrival is deliberate, placed at the exact moment when your readiness and their presence create the perfect conditions for something meaningful. For you, Aries, relationships are not passive things. You engage fully, bring your whole fire to every meaningful connection, and you respond to genuine energy with genuine energy in return. This means that when the right person arrives, you will know it almost instantly, not because you will feel some dramatic surge of certainty, but because the interaction will feel easy in a way that matters. Not easy as in effortless small talk. Easy as in true, as in the connection has a quality of reality to it that the right connections always carry. Pay attention to who enters your world in the coming days and weeks. Pay attention to who reaches out, who crosses your path, who appears through unexpected channels. Some of these arrivals will be small and quiet, a brief interaction that plants a seed you will not fully understand until later. Others will feel immediately significant. In each case, the universe is doing the same thing. Placing the right people in your story at the right time, building the supporting cast for the chapter that is about to begin. This is one of the most beautiful dimensions of real alignment, Aries. It is not just about your inner world shifting. It is about your outer world responding. When you are truly moving into alignment, the people around you begin to reflect that. The ones who belong in your next season begin to arrive. The connections that will matter most going forward begin to form or deepen. The universe is sending you exactly who you need, at exactly the right time, and your only task is to remain open enough to receive them. Let yourself be a little surprised by who shows up and when. Let yourself be moved by the quality of certain conversations, certain connections, certain moments of unexpected recognition. That movement is information. It is telling you that alignment is real, that it is working, and that the people being placed in your life right now are not accidents, they are arrivals. They are pieces of a picture that is being lovingly arranged for you, one presence at a time. Way 2. Opportunities you had stopped believing in begin to reappear. There is something particular about an opportunity that returns after you had given up on it. It carries a different weight than a new opportunity does. It arrives with the texture of everything you felt when it first appeared, the hope, the excitement, the specific shape of what you imagined it could become. And it brings all of that back, but now filtered through a version of you that has lived more, understood more, and is ready in ways you were not before. Aries, opportunities you had written off are on their way back to you. Maybe it was a professional door that closed before it had fully opened. Maybe it was a creative possibility that ran out of momentum just when it was starting to feel real. Maybe it was a connection or a situation, or a version of your life that you had quietly mourned when it became clear it was not happening on the timeline you had hoped. Whatever it was, your belief in it faded, and you found a way to move forward without it. That took strength. That took the kind of pragmatic resilience that Aries knows well, the ability to redirect your fire when one path becomes blocked. But here is what the universe does with belief that was ahead of its time. It holds it. It holds the energy of what was right but not yet ready, and it waits for the conditions to change. And right now, conditions are changing. What was not possible before is becoming possible now. Not because you did anything differently, though your own growth has certainly played a role, but because the moment has arrived that was always going to be the right moment for this particular thing. The alignment you are moving into is bringing it back. You may first notice this as a feeling rather than an event. A renewed interest in something you had mentally set aside. A memory surfacing of something you used to want, accompanied by the realization that you still want it. A conversation that opens a topic you thought was finished. These are the earliest signals. Pay close attention to them, Aries, because for you a rekindled desire is not a step backward, it is a signal. Your fire does not reignite toward things that are truly finished. When something calls your energy back, it is because it is ready to be pursued. Allow yourself to believe again. That is the only piece of this that requires your active participation. The universe is doing the work of returning these opportunities to your door. Your role is simply to open the door when they knock, without the protective disbelief that built up around them the last time. What is returning now is coming back changed as you have changed, and the version of it that arrives will fit the version of you that exists today far better than the original timing ever would have. Way 3. A burden you have been carrying starts to feel lighter. There is something you have been carrying for a while, Aries. You may not speak about it much. That is not always your way. You carry things with a kind of stoic determination, continuing to move forward even when the weight is real, refusing to let it stop your momentum. But you know it is there. You feel it in the effort it takes to stay positive around certain topics. You feel it in the occasional heaviness that descends when you are still and quiet. It has been part of the background of your daily experience for longer than you would like. Something is changing with that burden. Not all at once. The universe rarely removes weight in a single dramatic gesture. But gradually, you are beginning to feel it differently. Where it once felt fixed and immovable, it is beginning to feel like something that is shifting. The edges of it are softening. The grip of it is loosening. What once felt absolutely certain, that this weight was simply part of your life now, is starting to feel less permanent, less defining, less like a fixture and more like something that is in the process of being moved. This lightening is one of the clearest signs of alignment working in your life, Aries. Alignment does not just bring new things. It also removes what no longer belongs. It loosens the grip of situations, relationships, emotions, and mental patterns that have been holding you in a place you were always meant to move beyond. The burden you have been carrying is not a life sentence. It belongs to a version of your story that is completing itself, making room for what comes next. You may notice this lightening first as a subtle shift in how often the burden occupies your thoughts. Where it once followed you closely through most of your day, it may begin to occupy less mental space, to be present but not constant, to be real but not overwhelming. Then, slowly, there will be moments, genuine moments, when you realize it has not been in your thoughts for hours. That is the lightening. That is what release looks like when it is real and lasting rather than forced or temporary. Let yourself rest into this, Aries. You do not have to carry things at the same weight you always have. Part of what this alignment is offering you is permission to set some things down, or at the very least to begin the process of setting them down one small piece at a time. You have done the work. You have moved forward despite the weight. And now, the weight is beginning to honor that by becoming something you can finally, gradually breathe through. Way 4. Your instincts become sharper and more reliable. You have always had strong instincts, Aries. It is one of your most natural gifts. But there are seasons in life when even the strongest inner compass seems to become unreliable. When you second-guess your gut feelings, when the noise of fear or confusion drowns out the quiet signal of your genuine knowing, when you find yourself talking yourself into or out of things and not quite trusting the part of you that simply knows. You may have been in one of those seasons recently, but that is changing. Something is sharpening inside you. Your instincts are becoming clearer, more confident. more immediately recognizable as truth rather than as one option among many. When you feel a pull in a particular direction, you are beginning to notice that following it leads somewhere right. When something sets off a quiet alarm in your gut, you are beginning to notice that ignoring it tends to cost you. The guidance that has always been available inside you is becoming easier to hear and to trust, and that is no accident. This sharpening of instinct is one of the hallmarks of genuine alignment. When your life is truly beginning to come into order, your inner guidance system becomes more precise. You are operating on a frequency that has less interference, less of the static that comes from confusion, from unresolved situations, from emotional noise that belongs to things you have been carrying. As those things begin to resolve and lighten, the clarity of your inner signal increases. For you, Aries, this is a particularly significant shift. Your nature is one of decisive action, and decisive action is most powerful when it is grounded in reliable instinct. When your gut is sharp and your trust in it is solid, you are operating at your highest potential, moving quickly, choosing correctly, stepping forward without hesitation, and landing in exactly the right place. This is the version of you that this alignment is restoring, the version that trusts itself, the version that acts with the full weight of genuine inner certainty behind every choice. Begin to notice and honor the small instinctive hits you receive, the immediate sense that something is right or wrong, the flash of knowing before the mind has a chance to complicate it, the quiet certainty that arrives before explanation or justification. Those are not random feelings. They are precision instruments. And right now, they are being calibrated to the season you are entering. Trust them, Aries. They are becoming one of the most powerful tools you have as life begins to align around you. Way 5. Closed doors begin to creak open on their own. You know what it feels like to push against a door that will not move. Aries, you have done it. You have applied your considerable force to situations and paths that simply refuse to give way. And you have had to eventually acknowledge, sometimes reluctantly, that something was blocked. Some of those blocked doors have been frustrating. Some have been painful. Some left you questioning whether the direction you were trying to move was the right one, or whether you had the capacity to get there, or whether the timing would ever be right. The doors are beginning to move. Not because you have suddenly pushed harder or found a new angle or finally applied enough effort to force them, but because the circumstances on the other side have shifted. Because what was making the passage impossible before is being cleared away. Because the season has changed, and with it, the conditions that made these particular paths inaccessible. The universe does not keep things closed indefinitely when those things are meant for you. It closes them only for as long as the timing requires. And the timing is shifting. You may first notice this as a conversation that suddenly flows more easily around a subject that had been consistently stuck. Or an opportunity that had completely disappeared beginning to show signs of life again. Or a relationship that had grown distant starting to warm slightly, without any obvious cause. These are the creaks of doors beginning to open. They may not swing wide all at once, but the movement is there, the first hint of give in something that had been completely immovable. Aries, your nature is to charge. But when alignment is working in your favor, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is slow your pace just long enough to notice these subtle openings. Because if you are moving too fast or pushing too hard, you might actually miss them. A door that is beginning to open on its own requires a different approach than a door you are forcing. It requires presence, attention, and a willingness to receive rather than push. Let the doors come to you right now. Stand close to the ones that matter. Keep your attention on the situations and paths you have wanted to move through. You will feel when something shifts. And when the shift comes, step through with the full confidence of someone who knows that this opening is not random. It is the universe delivering what was always meant to be yours, at the moment it was always meant to arrive. Way 6. A financial or material shift begins to turn in your favor. The material world responds to alignment just as the inner world does. This is something that is easy to forget when practical pressures feel heavy, but the connection between inner alignment and outer material reality is very real. When your life is genuinely moving into order, when your energy is directed well, when the things that have been blocked begin to clear, the practical and financial dimensions of your life begin to respond. And Aries, a shift in this area is beginning to take shape for you. It may not look like a sudden windfall or a dramatic reversal. Alignment tends to work in proportion to what you need and in ways that match where you are in your journey. What you are more likely to notice first is a slight easing, A pressure that was constant beginning to feel less crushing, an unexpected solution to something that had been a genuine source of worry, a pathway revealing itself through the material landscape that you had not previously seen. These small easings are the early signs of a shift that is larger than they appear. You have been navigating some degree of material challenge or concern, either directly or in the background. Aries, you are someone who faces practical realities head-on. You do not hide from what needs to be addressed. But the facing of it does not make it less weighty. And the weight of material concern is one of the heaviest things a person carries, because it touches every other dimension of life. When it begins to lift, the relief is felt everywhere. What is shifting for you now is not just a single financial circumstance. It is the underlying energy around abundance and material flow in your life. When alignment moves in on a deeper level, it addresses these foundational things. It begins to redirect energy that was stuck or blocked or draining in the wrong directions, and to bring it into channels that actually serve you. The result may show up as new income, as resolved debt, as an unexpected resource, or a suddenly clear solution to something material that had been complicated. Aries, trust the shift that is beginning. Do not dismiss the small improvements as flukes. Do not minimize the early relief as temporary. This is the beginning of a real change in your material world, one that is connected to the broader alignment your life is moving into. Practical blessings are spiritual blessings in physical form. Receive them fully, and let each small turn in your financial landscape remind you that the universe is paying attention to your whole life, not just the parts that feel spiritual or internal. Every part of you matters. Every part of your life is included in this alignment. If this message is resonating with your sign right now, trust that it is not a coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal at exactly the right moment. And you are here because you needed to hear this today. Your support, whether as a subscriber or as a member of this community, is what keeps these messages alive. The ones that touch hearts, awaken minds, and transform lives. If this video has been making sense to you, drop in the comments the day you were born. Let us keep going. Way 7. A relationship moves toward healing or natural resolution. There is a relationship in your life, or perhaps more than one, that has been in a kind of suspended state. Not fully healed, not fully concluded. Hovering somewhere between what it was and what it is going to become. You may have been feeling the weight of its unresolved nature, or simply carrying the low hum of awareness that something between you and another person needs to move in one direction or another. That movement is beginning. Alignment has a particular effect on relationships. It tends to accelerate the natural conclusions of things that are complete and the natural deepening of things that are meant to continue. When your life is genuinely moving into order, the relationships in your world begin to sort themselves, clearly, unmistakably, without you having to force or engineer any particular outcome. The ones that belong in your next chapter will begin to feel more solid, more aligned, more genuinely connected. The ones that belong to a completed chapter will begin to naturally loosen and drift, or arrive at a clean ending. For you, Aries, this is both a relief and a challenge. You value loyalty and you invest deeply in the connections that matter to you. The idea of a relationship completing or changing its form can feel like a loss, even when you can see clearly that the relationship has run its natural course. But you are also someone who, when you get completely honest with yourself, knows the difference between a connection that is truly alive and one that is simply familiar. Your inner fire knows. And what it knows is leading you towards something clear. What healing looks like in a relationship that is meant to continue is a softening. A moment or a series of moments when old tension releases, old patterns begin to shift, and the connection is able to move forward on a new and more honest foundation. You may experience a conversation that finally says what has been unsaid, or a forgiveness that arrives naturally rather than being forced, or simply a moment of genuine warmth that reminds both of you why this connection matters. That healing is real, and it is part of your alignment. What natural resolution looks like in a relationship that is complete is a gradual, undramatic clarity, a mutual acknowledgement, spoken or simply felt, that things have reached their natural end. A release that, while perhaps bittersweet, also carries a sense of rightness. And in the space left by what has concluded, room for something new and better aligned to begin. This is the gift of alignment in the relationship dimension of your life. Clarity about where you stand and where you are going, with each person who matters enough to consider. Way 8. Your sense of purpose becomes clearer and harder to ignore. Aries, you have always known what it feels like to have a direction. You are not someone who moves through life without intention. Your fire energy drives you toward things, compels you to engage, insists on motion and meaning. But there are seasons when the sense of purpose gets muddy, when the question of what you are really here to do becomes more complicated than it should be, when you find yourself going through the motions of forward motion without the specific clarity that makes motion feel truly purposeful. That muddiness is clearing. Your sense of purpose, the real and specific sense of what you are called toward, what your particular fire is meant to serve, what contribution only you can make, is becoming sharper. You may have already noticed this as an increased conviction around certain directions, a growing certainty that some things deserve your energy and some things do not, a clearer ability to say yes to what aligns and no to what does not, without the second-guessing that once complicated those choices. This clarity of purpose is not something you manufacture through effort alone. It is something that emerges when the conditions in your life support it, when the noise has quieted enough for the signal to be heard, when the energy that was being drained by unresolved situations has begun to free itself, when the alignment you are moving into creates the space for your deepest knowing to rise to the surface. That is what is happening now. The conditions are coming together in a way that is making your purpose impossible to ignore. Pay attention to what calls your fire most consistently right now. What excites you in a way that feels grounded rather than fleeting? What makes you feel most alive and most like yourself? What you find yourself thinking about even when you are supposed to be thinking about something else? These are not distractions. These are directional signals from your deepest purpose, rising up now that the path is beginning to clear. Aries, when you are aligned with your true purpose, you are one of the most powerful forces in any room. You lead naturally, inspire genuinely, and accomplish things that other people struggle to believe are possible. That version of you, purposeful, clear, moving with full fire and full intention, is very close right now. The clarity is arriving. Let it settle in. Let it inform your choices. Let it become the compass you move by from here forward. Way 9. Rest and renewal arrive just when you needed them most. This one may surprise you, Aries, because rest is not your usual topic. You are built for action, for motion, for doing and achieving and moving forward. The idea of rest can sometimes feel almost uncomfortable, like you should be doing something, like stillness is somehow falling behind. But there is a particular kind of rest that arrives during genuine alignment, and it does not feel like falling behind. It feels like exactly what was needed, arriving at exactly the right time. The universe, when it is moving things into alignment for you, often includes in that arrangement a moment of genuine renewal. A pause in the relentless motion that allows the inner integration to happen. Because alignment is not only about new arrivals and forward movement, it also requires a kind of digestion, a period in which the new energy that is entering your life can settle and be absorbed, rather than simply rushing past you in the middle of constant activity. You may find this arrival of rest taking different forms. Perhaps a scheduled obligation falls away unexpectedly and leaves you with open time you had not anticipated. Perhaps a natural slowdown in your environment gives you the space to breathe and reflect. Perhaps your own body signals with unusual clarity that it is time to slow down, and for once the inner resistance to slowing down is quieter than usual, easier to work with, less insistent. When that happens, honor it, because what feels like a pause in your progress is actually an essential part of it. In the stillness that this rest brings, Aries, things will consolidate. The shifts that have been happening inside you, the clarity that is growing, the burdens that are lifting, the new sense of direction that is forming, will deepen and become more solid during periods of genuine rest than they could ever become in the middle of constant forward motion. Think of it as the difference between planting seeds and giving them time to root. The rest is the rooting. It is necessary and it is good. Let yourself receive it. Let yourself actually rest when the opportunity presents itself, rather than filling the space immediately with the next task or the next plan. The rest that is arriving for you is not empty time, it is full time. It is time filled with the quiet work of integration, renewal, and preparation for the next chapter that is being built in your life right now. You will emerge from it clearer, stronger, and more ready than you went in. Way 10. Confirmations begin to appear everywhere you look. You will know alignment is truly happening when the confirmations start to come. Not one or two isolated moments of meaningful coincidence, but a consistent, accumulating pattern of the universe saying, yes, yes, you are on the right path. Yes, you are moving in the right direction. Yes, this is the season you have been waiting for. These confirmations will appear through conversations, through unexpected occurrences, through moments where the right information arrives at the right time, through a general quality of your days that feels different from before. Perhaps you think of something and within hours you receive information related to it. Perhaps you have a quiet moment of doubt and almost immediately something happens that dissolves it. Perhaps the people around you begin saying things that mirror exactly what you have been feeling or thinking or hoping, without any apparent awareness that they are doing so. These patterns are not coincidences, Aries. They are the universe communicating through the available channels, using the ordinary moments of your life as confirmation signals. For someone with your fire energy, these confirmations are important. Because you act on certainty, you move with full force when you know where you are going, and you move cautiously or not at all when you are genuinely uncertain. The confirmations that are beginning to arrive are the universe's way of giving you the certainty you need to move into this next chapter with full commitment. It is saying, this is real. This is yours. Go forward without hesitation. Pay attention, but do not become obsessive about it. The confirmations are meant to be received naturally, to land in their moment and do their work of strengthening your faith and your forward motion. They are not puzzles to be solved or patterns to be forced. Let them come. Let them register. Let them build, piece by piece, into the unmistakable sense that something larger than yourself is working in your favor, guiding the circumstances of your life toward the alignment that is already in motion. Aries, when the universe is speaking this clearly and this consistently, the only appropriate response is to listen and to move with confidence. The confirmations are not asking you to wait for more proof. They are the proof. They are the universe's language, spoken in the dialect of your everyday life, saying with great clarity, the time is now. Things are aligning. Trust what you see, trust what you feel, and trust the process that is moving through your life with undeniable purpose. Way 11. A quiet, deep knowing settles in. You are exactly where you need to be. The final and perhaps most profound way that alignment announces itself is the most subtle. It is not a dramatic shift or a visible change or a conversation or an opportunity. It is a feeling. A deep, settled, unshakable feeling that has nothing to do with whether your circumstances are perfect or whether everything is resolved, or whether the future is entirely clear. It is a feeling of rightness, a recognition somewhere below the level of thought that you are exactly where you need to be. This is different from resignation. This is not the feeling of someone who has given up on better things and settled for what is. This is the feeling of someone who, despite the ongoing imperfection of their situation, despite the things still unresolved and the questions still unanswered and the goals still being reached for, has found a kind of inner steadiness that says, yes, this is the path. This is the moment. I am in the right place for what is being built. Aries, for someone with your forward-driving nature, this settled knowing can feel unfamiliar. You are more accustomed to the energy of striving, of pushing, of always having the next thing in your sights. And that quality of yours is beautiful. It is part of what makes you such a powerful force. But the settled knowing that is arriving for you now is not the end of your striving. It is its foundation. It is the solid ground beneath your feet that will actually allow you to move more effectively, more purposefully, and more powerfully than the striving without a foundation ever could. When this knowing settles in, and it is already beginning to, let yourself receive it fully. Do not push it away because it feels too still or question it because it feels too calm for someone like you. This is the highest gift of genuine alignment, the feeling of being exactly where you are supposed to be, doing exactly what you are supposed to be doing, in exactly the season that was always meant for you. Rest in it, Aries. Let it hold you. And from that place of settled certainty, let your fire burn brighter than it ever has, because now it has a foundation beneath it, and there is nothing more powerful than a fire that knows where it stands. If this message resonated with your sign, trust that it is not a coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it always sends exactly the right signal, and you are here because you needed to hear this today. Your support as a subscriber or as a member of this community is what keeps these messages alive. They are the messages that touch, awaken, and transform. If this video made sense to you, leave in the comments the day you were born. Aries, what you have just heard is a map of something that is already happening. Not a distant possibility, not a best-case scenario that might unfold under ideal conditions. Something that is genuinely in motion right now, in the real texture of your actual days, in the specific circumstances of your actual life. The alignment that is coming is not waiting for you to become something you are not, or to fix everything that has been broken, or to reach some level of perfection before it considers you ready. It is coming for you exactly as you are, in the season you are in, with the life you have built and the lessons you have gathered and the fire that has never stopped burning, even in the hardest stretches. You are Aries. You lead. You do not wait to be told when to move, you feel it, you know it, and you go. And what you are being asked to do now is to go with a kind of trust that is perhaps less familiar than your usual forward charge. To go with the awareness that the universe has already been working on your behalf, already arranging what needs to be arranged, already clearing what needs to be cleared, already placing the right people and opportunities and moments in the path ahead. Your job is not to force this alignment into being. Your job is to recognize it, receive it, and move with it. Every one of the 11 ways you heard today is already working in some measure in your life. Some of them you recognized immediately. Some of them you felt in a future-facing way, a sense that yes, this is coming. Trust both kinds of recognition. The things that are already present are your confirmation that this is real. The things that are still on their way are your invitation to remain open, to stay expectant, to greet the days ahead with the particular kind of ready attention that knows something good is moving in its direction. This month is not an ordinary one for you, Aries. Something is completing and something is beginning, and the space between those two things is where the alignment lives. It is a sacred space, even if it does not always feel that way. Even if it still feels uncertain in places, or tender in others, or not quite resolved. That is exactly what alignment in progress looks and feels like. It is not a finished picture. It is a picture being painted in real time, with you as both the artist and the subject. Stay close to what feels true. Stay close to the people who genuinely support your growth. Stay close to the purpose that is sharpening in you. And most importantly, Aries, stay close to yourself, to your fire, your courage, your genuine, irreplaceable energy, because that is the center of everything that is aligning around you. Life is clicking into place. You are the reason it can, and everything that is meant for you is on its way.